Hey guys, I'm back with another process video, and I'm going to start this layout off with white cardstock and these pieces of paper. So I was making my France journal with all the journaling and such, and I was going through scraps of paper that I might want to use on that, and I just happened to find this combination of papers, and I thought it worked really well together, so I set them aside to make a layout. So here it is. So I'm using a picture from it's me with the view from the castle in Angers, and I just felt like the blues and the greens in that picture really matched with the blue and the green that I have in the paper. So I had that blue paper that was a triangle from a previous layout I made with the kit, and I decided to just kind of go with the triangle thing again. So I also cut that green paper from the Amy Tangerine +1 paper pad in half. Well, not in half, actually, it's a bit larger than the half. And I just kind of layered all those papers together behind the picture. And now I'm thinking about using a colored background or matting the whole thing on some cardstock. I was trying to decide. I wasn't sure what design I wanted it to have. If I wanted to have that cluster in the middle, if I wanted to do something at the top or something at the bottom or whatnot. So at this point, I was just thinking about how I could mat it with some things and kind of do it in the center. So first, I'm going to mat my picture with some white cardstock, or maybe not. I will eventually, but for the moment, I'm just going to glue down the blue triangle to the green triangle just so I can control them so that not everything moves around and I can figure out what I want to do with it. Because if I have layers of paper and I have to shift it around all the time and then the layers move around, it's unnecessary work. So I'm just gluing it down since I know that this is what I want the cluster to look like. I'm just not sure where I want to place it. So yeah, I'm also going to glue down this green paper. So all of the papers other than the pink one are from the Amy Tangerine +1 paper pad, 6x6 paper pad, and there's some church bells playing, so I'm sorry if that's bothering you. And I'm still trying to I'm trying to decide if I want to add a map behind my photo, and I decide that I do, and I'm going to use a white cardstock, and then I'm going to add that notebook thing down at the bottom just because I felt that's where it looked best. And now here's where I'm kind of shifting the cluster up and down and trying to figure out what kind of design I want to use. And then I went through a bunch of embellishments just because sometimes when I don't know what design I want to do, if I find some like an embellishment that's large, that has to be incorporated from the design from the beginning, it kind of helps me with figuring out where I want the layout to go. It didn't in this case, but sometimes it does. So I'm going through the Vicky Boutin die cuts. I also have some chipboard phrase letters over there, and I have some wood veneer in my little dish. So I'm just kind of playing around with some different options that kind of match the papers that I have already. So at this point, I have a pink tag and a green tag and that blue circular thing sort of in the back of my mind, but I'm still not sure on how I want the design to go. And then I'm going through this wood veneer, and I'm thinking maybe I'll use one of these cameras. And then I have some other die cuts. I'm going to go through the French die cut pack and the chipboard set. And then I decided I'm not going to use that green paper, so I just get rid of it. The green cardstock, I mean. So I'm just going through more die cuts and just picking out ones that I might use eventually and then putting the others away. Yep. So I have a bunch picked out there, but I still don't know how I want this layout to look. So here's where I kind of decide that I'm not really liking the green, and I'm kind of shifting the position of the pink. I don't know. I just felt like it was a bit weird up there, so I'm just gonna switch it around, and I'm going to add the pink behind the photo, if I'm not mistaken. And then here's where I thought I could maybe put the cluster in one of the four corners of the layout and then do something at the opposite one. But I'm not really liking it like this right now. So going through more embellishments. These are ones that have titles in them. So usually also something that helps is if I want to add a title. I need to make sure that I have place for it on the page. And then I decided to kind of flip the whole cluster and do something like that, and I actually really like that. So the next thing I had to decide was whether or not I wanted to have just that one cluster up there that would extend well into the page, or if I wanted to have that cluster up there and then something small on the other side of the page. Now, I know you can't really see the whole page right now, but I'm not working anywhere else, so you can see what I'm doing. So then I thought I might want to use that pink paper, or the green, or those die cuts. I kind of had an idea in my mind that I wanted the photo to be up there, and then that whole paper cluster would extend down into the page using embellishments. So I was trying to kind of get that idea out of my head and onto a page. So see that I have that other green paper down at the bottom, the one with the hexagons, because I thought I might want to use it there, but I'm not sure at all at this moment. I am going to get rid of it and start working on that idea of extending the photo cluster. So I went through again more embellishments, the pack of stickers and whatnot, and I found these Atlas by Pink Paisley frames, and the colors work perfectly. It was the perfect green and the perfect blue. So I just took two of those and put them under the picture, and I actually kind of like that. I thought about adding that transparency there. I think it says live in the moment, but I'm going to end up not doing that. And then I'm going to come in and start fussing with the die cuts I picked and that kind of stuff. So I have this one here, and I'm trying to, yeah. So here's where I'm looking for a title, because I know I want some sort of title or some sort of word on here just for the sake of it. And this today here really matched the blue was the perfect color. It's like a teal kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it really matched the water that's in the picture. And I usually have a lot of trouble matching the blues to the waters, but this one actually worked really well, so that's good. So I cut it out with the plastic on, because nothing's glued down onto the page yet, and I didn't want to glue the stickers down because this is at the top layer. And now I'm going through all the other embellishments in the kit, and I'm just trying to figure out what else I want to add to the page. So I thought about adding some sort of banner up there on the photo. So I'm testing one out. Yeah, it's gonna stay there for a bit while I work on something else and think if I like it or not in the back of my mind. So, then what else am I doing? I'm still just going through embellishments and just getting rid of the packages that I know there's nothing in them that I'm gonna use, and trying things out. So this glitter green kind of looked nice, but I preferred the blue today. Oh, the blue today is from a Citrus Twist pack. And I'm also considering that vacationing chipboard piece. And I'm just moving things around, trying to decide where I want to add things. And I found that other green glitter banner that I thought I could replace up there on the picture. Then there's this chipboard phrase that says "What a view" that I thought was perfect for this particular picture, but it's not going to end up on the page. I couldn't make it work. And then I'm gonna bring out that I also added that pink die cut up there and overlapping the two frames, and I have this word again from a Citrus Twist embellishment pack that says current view, I think. So I thought that worked out nicely. And I know I want to do a little something up where that "What a view" on the chipboard piece is, but I'm not liking that. I want to do something else, so I'm also trying to find an alternative. And then I also had this wood veneer that I thought would look nice. It would, since it's a circle, it would provide something a bit softer than all the corners that I have going on. So I'm gonna go back and forth a bit though on that until I finally decide to glue it down, or add it onto the page. And then I have a bunch of hearts, so I thought that would work nicely again since there's no corners in them. So I'm thinking I'm gonna add one up there. That is a chipboard heart from LA Studio, and then I also have another one that I was kind of playing around with adding down there, but I'm not really liking those hearts. I don't know, they weren't working. I was kind of feeling that the second frame down there with all the stuff in it was getting a bit too clustered. So I was having some trouble kind of balancing everything, but I think I figured it out in the end. What am I doing now? Oh, then I pulled out these LA Studio hearts, and I thought it would be cool to have like 3 in a row. So I have a green one, a blue one, and then a gray one, and that just pulls in all the colors of the layout. And then I tried them on top of the word today, and I didn't like it, and so I'm going to move them over to the side here. And then I decided it's about time I glue some more layers down, so I'm going to glue down the pink paper and the photo onto the background, and I'm also going to glue down the frames, I believe. There we go. I'm just using double-sided adhesive tape. And yeah, still fussing around with all these embellishments with that wood veneer piece from LA Studio. And I'm going to glue down the frames now so I can glue down the today as well and be able to add more stickers freely. Again, just using double-sided adhesive tape. Then I'm going to glue down the word today. I didn't use a ruler or anything. I'm just kind of going with it, and I don't really mind if it's not super straight. And there goes that. And then I'm going to glue down. Am I going to glue down that die cut? I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to glue down the die cut. And then I'm also going to glue down that green frame. I'm going to end up moving the hearts to the inside of the frame. I sort of did it out of necessity because the tape was kind of sticking out behind the frame and I wanted to cover it up. But on the other hand, I actually prefer the hearts over there. I think they look much better. They're incorporated into the cluster better as opposed to them being outside of the frame. So there's that. Still fussing around with that wood veneer. And then I come back the next day. I think I went to class or something, and I came back. And I added that paper down at the bottom, and I actually kind of liked it better like that, so I'm going to go with it. I'm going to do the Chamel Little by Little sticker book. And yeah, the layout's pretty much done. I'm just making sure I don't want to add anything else somewhere. So I'm going to glue down this paper. I'm considering adding a little something to it down there at the bottom, but I actually really like it, though, just plain, especially since it's a cool pattern and it doesn't need covering up. And since the photo cluster extends down so much, I don't really need anything at the bottom. So I did end up attaching that medallion that's from LA Studio, and now I'm going through my kind of final touches, embellishments, like these ones that have hearts and such. But since I already added hearts, I don't want to add any more. And then I'm also going to outline the whole thing with a Staedtler pigment liner in the 1.0 tip. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.